56% is not enough, sir. We're going to have
66.
to remedy that.
Yeah, 66.
66. Okay, well,
yeah.
Man, dodged the bullet on that one. We are here with Dr. Masque Retro Elixir, and we're going to be talking Poe, sprinkled in blood, and maybe some horrific stuff. I should have had your trailer keyed up. Bad host, bad host, but that's okay. We will get to it.
You got a good trailer, so.
Yeah, I mean,
who did your trailer?
The original trailer was Rocking by Doc Blaylock, but every time I do that, it's like, we cannot monetize this. This is not public domain. But anyway, we'll do it anyway. Oh.
FMC, baby.
See, I know you prefer that one because he's out there rocking the head there, at the beginning of it. I saw you.
Hey, I'm a metal guy.
Hell, Shadowhawk.
Hey, guys, what's happening?
Hey, see?
How about that snow weather on the way home, huh?
No, it wasn't snow, just bad traffic.
Just bad traffic. Okay. Well, we're here.
Yeah, just freezing cold.
Yeah. It's cold. We're on here with Mark here, Dr. Retro, Mark, Dr. Masque, Retro Elixir, if I can get my tongue to work, which I frequently can't, ever since that old Kiss concert. Hey, we have fun here. So soon. I've got 5 kids. I don't need the, yeah.
I'm a few days late, but I wore my Jim Aparo shirt.
Oh yeah, well, cool. Whoops, I'm sorry. Did I send you the link for Jim Aparo? I thought I did.
You did, but I couldn't make it.
You couldn't make it. Yeah, that's all right. We'll catch you. I mean, hopefully you enjoyed it on replay anyway. Or, let me stick you up here, and then we'll look at that. Is it actually Jim Aparo Batman there?
Yeah, it's the ad for when the ad for call to save Robin.
Yeah, I knew Jim Aparo was one of your faves.
Yeah.
Very clean style, huh?
Yep.
I think a lot Dr. Masque, I gotta ask, I see some things back in the background I didn't see the first time. I see some of that Batman paraphernalia back there. Yeah, JLA, total. Total Justice. Which one do you have on Total Justice there?
Just the regular Batman, I think.
Is it okay? We were Shadow High had Aquaman 2 with the harpoon. It's right there where your head is. It's right there by the other case. Up. No, up. Okay, that's not Total Justice.
Oh no, this is JLA. Sorry. Total Justice.
Yeah, Total Justice is up there by the case, by the big Infantino thing, but toward the case behind you.
I must be blind.
No need to step over. It's there by the case. We can barely see it. It's at the corner of that Infantino big print. The bottom right hand corner.
This one here?
No, you're opposite. You're okay. Go straight across.
Justice.
There you go. There you go.
Looking at everything backwards on the video, right? Yeah, this is fractal armor Batman.
Oh, fractal armor Batman.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. Bogdanovich or whatever artwork on the card there. I recognize his style.
Yep. It is. Yep.
He did a lot of that Death of Superman stuff back in the early 90s.
Yeah, I don't have the whole set of this.
I don't either. I've got Flash and I've got Aquaman, and I know Shadowhawk's got an Aquaman. That's when he had the harpoon hand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got that one. I think I had a couple other Total Justice ones too, but I don't remember which ones.
This is one they didn't make a lot of toys for.
Oh wow, yeah, Batman Unlimited, yeah.
Batman. What was it? Mm-hmm. Beware the Batman. Yeah.
Yeah, out of all those, I like Beyond Batman and Batman Beyond and the Batman. What was it called? Brave and the Bold. It had 3 seasons. The Bold was good, yeah. Yeah, it was. I love Brave and the Bold. It was a lot of fun. Old Dick Sprang type artwork on it and stuff. Wow, he's got, Jokers and Batman. Look at that. I know you added a couple plates, holiday plates or something, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, that's in my other room. I only bring those out for the holiday.
Yeah. And you said one of them was kind of costly and hard to find.
Yeah, the one with Batman looking through the window. Great. I love that one. I don't know why I didn't buy it when it came out, because I was buying a lot of stuff back then, but somehow I missed it or whatever. So
he's opposite most people, Shadowhawk. It's buyer's remorse if he doesn't buy it. Not like he bought it, was disappointed in it. Was that the Alex Ross one where they were around? Okay, and he's looking in the window. Okay.
They were both the two I have are both Alex Ross. One is like Joker and Harley Quinn putting them, like tying them up or something to a sack.
I was wondering now which one's the rare one, from your post. I kind of thought it was the Alex Ross, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, they're both Alex Ross, but the one where he's peeking through the window and Superman's kind of like, telling him to come in. I just perfect. It shows Batman as being an outsider, kind of. He's always
starting in the early 90s on up, and I know there's been a lot. Which series do you like? Because I really like Brave and the Bold. Unfortunately, it only got 3 seasons.
That was really good. The Beware the Batman has a special spot for me because me and my son watched it together when he was little. I don't know if it's one of my favorites, but the animated series is always the best for me.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, and I thought I liked all the different iterations, even the movies like Batman Dracula, and I like most of it that comes out.
This is in the Batman.
Oh wow!
So this is I don't know if you, man, it's so hard to see on this camera, but
with the glare.
But
it's almost like an Iron Man super suit, like Hulk suit, but that's
he's
Bane?
like super. Yeah,
wow,
that's Bane.
and that was just from the Batman.
Yep. And that
Was
I
that
didn't
was
get
the
into.
one where they really took liberties with the designs, like Joker, and
Yeah,
I mean they were really off the chain on that series, I think.
yeah, they who is it? The guy. Oh my god, I just blanked. Guy that did the Punisher.
Oh,
Mike
Ross
Zeck.
Andrew?
Mike Zeck.
Oh, Mike
He's the
Zeck.
one that designed all those villains.
Oh, wow. I did not know that.
And honestly, other than the Bane, I'm not crazy about the Bane, but I liked a lot of the villain designs. It's just I didn't like the animation in that show.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But I don't know if
Eric,
you remember that show, but they had a Batmobile and they had another device where you put the Batmobile in front of your TV while you're watching the show, and it would interact with things on the show.
huh.
Like it would make noises and stuff, and pretty neat
I think
idea.
I vaguely remember that, seeing that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Excuse
I
me.
have that Batmobile somewhere.
Eric and Boyd in the house. Hey, Eric. Of course, we got Elsie in the house, and we got Riley in the
Eric.
house.
Alfonso.
Appaloosa.
Sorry, guys, I'm having a hard time talking.
I call Pale Rider PayPal. I just come up with these, Of course, I probably read it as Appaloosa at the start. I failed to report on the other day, December 12th, Peter Green, the actor, found dead at 60 inside his New York apartment. He was sort of like the villain of where's it popping up? Let's see, where'd it go? Yeah, here we go. Just got to grab the right one. Yeah, just got to push the right button. There we go. So there he is. You might not know him by name, but there he is. And I just got.
Oh yeah, I've seen him in things. Yeah.
I just got news that my aunt passed away. That her son found her after a few days. Hadn't heard from her for a few days, and went over there and found her dead on the floor.
Terrible.
She was the aunt that I told you when I went out to 1969 when I went out to California and visited. Not only them, they lived on the beach somewhere. They were probably in a trailer. I don't know what it was, like a double wide. He was in the Navy then, and they had beads for doors, and they had bean bags instead of chairs. It's all the 60s, a lot of fun. And they had a cinder block. They didn't even have steps up in there. I was too small to get up there, so my uncle had to pick me up and put me in all the time. Nice. But yeah, good memories. I wish I got to see her one more time. I think the last time was probably at her brother-in-law's funeral, my other uncle, because her husband and his brother, and my other uncle and my aunt and a former coworker all died after COVID. Three of them COVID related, I feel like, but except for Tom, who was her husband. Also, in the news, I guess you heard that Meathead passed away. Or not only him, but his wife, Rob Reiner, and his wife, Michelle, who was 68. He was 78. So they were 10. Both found slain. They're treated, as a homicide. And I think their son's been arrested and like $4 million bond put on him.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I heard earlier. Was they said the son did it.
Yeah. Well, innocent until proven guilty, but I mean he's had a troubled past, so yeah. we'll find out in time, won't we? That's a bad ending.
Yeah, I didn't care for his politics, but I don't want to see anybody get taken out like that.
Yeah, I didn't either. I mean, he was kind of politically liberal, outspoken, but what do you expect from the son-in-law of Archie Bunker?
Exactly.
Played it to a T. Yeah, he made one of my all-time favorite movies. So which is
Mike Walters in the house. Hey, Mike.
I was just guessing there, Dr. Masque. Was it Spinal Tap?
No, Princess Bride.
Yeah,
oh,
Princess
I
Bride.
love that movie too.
But he also did one of the Spinal Tap things too. Yeah,
Spinal Tap was great too.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah,
I actually have one of their they did a Christmas song, "Christmas with the Devil," so I have that in my mix of Christmas songs every year.
Oh, that's cool.
It's pretty funny.
So we've Jack Davis actually, drew him on the what is it? Pop that up. Let's see here. Got 2 X's. There we go.
Hail Marcus Calagrew and Mike Walters. Hail. Eric and Boyd. Hello, Eric.
There we go. That's Jack Davis from Mad Magazine, depicting them back in the day on the TV Guide.
Yeah, he did a lot of TV Guide covers, didn't
he? He did, yeah.
Yeah,
and a lot of posters too, movie posters. Cheery show today, yeah. Well, we'll get past all this death and destruction, and
we'll get past
the
doom and gloom.
We need gloom and doom. That's right. We need to get we need to get a little morbid because don't we? Because we're sprinkled with blood. We're going to be talking about Edgar Allan Poe. Here's some of Rob Reiner's early appearances there on Quincy. Look at those chops, man. Wow. It was the 70s, folks. That's very young on, I guess, Gomer Pyle. He almost looks like Jeff Bridges there in the middle.
A little bit.
Yeah.
He looks like Jeff Bridges here too, with the clean cut look. Obviously, this is from Batman.
Yeah.
I'm guessing, yeah.
Well, you got around.
It's amazing that he was on there with Burgess Meredith. And then here he is probably on the Partridge Family there as a biker. Yep. You can always pick out those fake press-on tattoos. All right. Now that I've screwed my format up here and I'm more than larger, I'm kicking myself. I come right back.
All right.
StreamYard is the trip, huh?
Yeah. Oh, man. It's always messing with me. And hail, Carrie, oi, Sabaloy in the chat. Miss Carrie, good to see you. So how's it coming with the Besprinkled project there, Marcus?
We're doing good. We're at 66%. We got 12 days left. 11
Can
days
you send me, just for the sake of expediency, can you send it in the private chat?
Yep.
Drop the thank you. About 11 days, a little under 12 days left on the campaign.
Yep.
Right.
Carrie
I think you'll make it now. You're at 66 already. You should be, I'm sure you should come in under the wire there.
Hello, Dave from Genuine Comics.
Hail, Genuine Dave.
Yeah, I don't know whose idea it was to launch this around the holiday season,
You're crazy people.
Tell us how long you've been planning this.
So,
in development.
So
I may have asked you that before, but
yeah. And I mean, I could give you kind of an exact date of when I solicited my first piece of artwork, but I mean, obviously I was thinking about it before that, but I think it'll be a year in January.
Okay. Well, that's not too bad, you know.
Yeah, that's not bad from
Unless you're crazy.
getting turning it around and getting it out to print. That's not bad at all.
Rob Geronimo was the first guy I reached out to do a picture.
No, I love Rob. Yeah, he's good dude.
Rob's great.
It's what is it? Blood.
That
Blood
was.
Realm.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was July 2024. So it's been a little over. So July would be a year from when I actually started the project, and then probably I don't know. I've been thinking about something like this for a while, but the specific format, and how I was going to do it, that's probably pretty recent. Because I was on Pete Cimetti's channel. I told him this too, that a lot of what he was doing was kind of influencing me, because he had decided that, hey, I can put out more comics if I get multiple artists working on multiple issues.
Yeah.
And then I can put out 3 or 4 issues at a time. So I kind of took that, went just a little different direction, and said, if I get a bunch of artists to do a bunch of drawings and put it into one book, then I can get a book out quicker.
And that was it came out on a Wednesday, right? Title.
No, his King Cryptid, every issue. Well, he's been like
King
rotating
okay.
artists. Yeah, he's been rotating artists, and like every 3rd or 4th issue, he has that guy come back. So like Alex did 2 issues, and Christian Rossi I think did 2 issues, and but they're not in a row. So he'll have like 3 or 4 comics to put out, and then he'll do the next batch of 3 or 4 comics, and so, which I think is a great way of doing it.
It's a smart strategy, yeah. 26 backers. We got goes to December 27th. If you want to close out, I've thrown this out to you, and I don't know if you're available December 27th. We'll be celebrating 4 years of content here on this channel on the 27th. So, if you want to close out, of course, I don't know if you're going to go in demand or not, or what they call just sort of storefront, but $1,300 is the goal over on this campaign, and we have $860.74. The change always slays me. 74 cents. Well, I think Cecil's even got a quarter on there or something.
Yeah, I made it more changey, I guess, because I did like $7.99, $6.99. So, which you can't do that on Kickstarter, I know.
Yeah. I just
I think
saw
where they're going to end it. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say they're probably going to end being able to do the 99-cent stuff everywhere pretty soon, because they stopped making the pennies now, and everybody's starting to do that rounding up or rounding down.
Yeah, they're never going to round
to the
down.
bank today, and I said, "Give me $1 worth of pennies." I got stuck yesterday, them confiscating some of my change, and I was like, I am going to the bank and I'm getting me some pennies. I'm not going to get stuck like this again. Them just obfuscating. If you think about it, 4 cents here, the next person 4 cents there.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money after a while,
Wasn't
no wonder the economy's going to do better, because they're taking more from us.
The thing in, was it Superman? One of the Superman movies where they were rounding.
Yeah.
He was taking the change and rounding it off.
The third one with Richard Pryor.
Yeah. And then
and then they used that same scam in the movie Office Space. Like 20 years later.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
I mean, what I'm not going to get mad about it, because I'm supposedly a mature adult, right? But it really does infuriate me. There's what gives you the right to take my change from me.
Yeah, no. Well, I was like, I mean, in Great Britain, I remember seeing a video where a guy went into a store with cash and he bought like an apple or something, and he put the exact change on the counter, and they were like telling him he couldn't do that. He had to use a card, and he's like, "This is cash. I'll see you later."
Right.
That's
Yeah,
what he did.
yeah, I saw that. Yeah, absolutely.
So that's what you got to do.
Of course, eventually we're going to go to a cashless society. I just know we are. You know, that's going to be the. Hopefully, it'll never happen in my lifetime. But,
yeah, that's game over if that happens. So.
Yeah.
Because they can say, "Hey, Rex, you know, you already had a cheeseburger this week. I don't think you can buy another cheeseburger."
I'm trying to enliven this, Dr. Masque, because we've already been called out by Marcus Killigrew for being somber today. So
that's right.
Yeah. Yeah. If they, you know, it's going to be game over. Mr. Cheer for Christmas. Some good news. So don't squash this one. The Chenoo is coming to Fund My Comic. So
baby.
Yeah, baby.
Actually,
Get some of the big dogs over there on some of these bigger campaigns, even if it's even if they don't first start it out over there, it can only bode well in the long run for Fund My Comic.
Right.
Yeah.
And obviously Mike Barron's been there for a while, so.
Yeah, Mike's been putting some stuff in there. Ethan even threw the the Master Racers cars on there. That was his first thing that he did. But he's saying he's going to do his what the heck's her name, Links. He's going to redo Links, and he's going to put that over on Fund My Comic as well.
Okay.
I hope so. I hope, you know, I think eventually they'll probably all go over there, you know, but maybe not. Omer Glitch in the house.
And I know Malin's been talking about it, but I don't think he's done anything with it yet. So. But he has been talking about it.
Yeah, all right, put your reading glasses on, folks. It's time for the trailer. Are very literal around here. Very literal. Love that black and white, just with that little hint of red there. Very nice. You got a very viable character. I love it.
Thanks.
Okay, I added that, folks, just for lightening up. I'm desperate for voice work. Two wonderful looking covers. The ending always gets me. Because coming soon to Fund My Comic. Nay, true believer, it is here. It is available today, and last day is the 27th of December. We're getting close to the close of this campaign. So, and I've been seeing you, even though I haven't been out, you know, catching everything. I've been seeing you out and about on just about every channel you can get on, you know, and that's what you got to do, right?
Yeah. A lot of great folks that had me on. So it's been awesome. It's been a lot of fun.
See, he's not that much of a ratings killer.
Yeah, I was on the studio there the other night for the 5-hour stream. So So that was my longest stream. That's the new record. So
I love this. Love this retro. Ajax cover.
yep.
Homage. It's just one of the coolest things. Are you already working on a second? I've got to ask you, are you already working on a second? I mean,
yeah,
are you
I'm
kind of loosely putting it together?
Yeah, I've got the script almost done for the next one's going to have an 8-page story instead of just 2 pages. So it'll have an 8-page story. And so I've got that almost done and planning out what stories I definitely want in there and poems I definitely want in there. And then, I have artisan idea, in mind, but, nothing concrete yet. So I'll have to reach out to people and
mine's not bringing up all the images. I tell you what, you might want to share.
What's that?
You might want to share it, the campaign, just so we can see it.
Okay.
It's not bringing up all the images.
Yeah, I think if it doesn't, I don't know. It says it doesn't load fully or something. So let me see.
Either that or I can try and hit it again here and see if it comes up a little better.
Share screen. All right.
Oh, it's coming up. It's coming up for me now.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes I've had it happen to me too, where it takes a second to load or whatever.
And it's still got some of the images coming up. They've been. Have you gotten busy? Have you gotten busy at work? This time of year, does your work pick up?
No, actually, this is more of a slower time. One of the things that goes on, and I would assume it goes on in a lot of companies, is like technology kind of slows down because they have like an year-end freeze, so they don't want you doing anything. So it's not quite as busy as it normally is.
Now I forget, you do not offer a digital of this, do you?
I do. Yep,
You do.
Yep.
Okay.
I think it's $6.99, or is it $5.99? It might be $5.99. There's the newsprint.
And actually, you have 3. I mean, it's same cover, but a variant, white logo here instead of the red and sort of turquoise logo. Yep. I like
and then
that.
We're actually, because it says on there not the final, and I think we decided we're going to do the Edgar Allan Poe on the newsprint in red and leave the rest of it in white. So.
Oh yeah, that would make. Yeah, I mean, I think that would be a good design choice. It would kind of even it out because you do have the figure in red and everything. Then, yeah,
so
that'd be good.
Yep,
I'm fine with it anyway, but that kind of puts a barrier there. If you put it in red, it kind of like puts up a stop right there.
Right. Yep. Exactly. Yep.
Brings your eye down to the figure and and back and forth. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's good. Good choice. And of course, that's going to be a newsprint. And I forget, are you going through Peter Samedi for that? Or are you going through?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been working with them as far as the files go and stuff.
The Diaz brothers are doing that too now.
Yeah, they printed their own.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
isn't that amazing?
Apparently they got their own printer and amazing.
Yeah.
I can't believe no one's bought Richie's artwork here. It's a wonderful. It's a wonderful piece. Believe me, if it was the right time of year, I would probably snag that up because it is nice, you know. This is something that people might not know. On your campaign, choose your own illustration pencil and ink sketch card by Kevin Conrad, limited to 10. You can get, like, say, if I wanted Devil Flyer or Shadowhawk wanted Battlehawk, you know, you can get it put on a trading card.
Yep.
Original. Yep. That's pretty cool.
Cool.
Now, with that, I guess we get printing rights, or do we? If we ever want to do something with it.
Yeah.
And then, of course, if you signed up and you back it, you get this special promo card. I would love a Dr. Masque with the crow on his shoulder or something, or flying, you know, standy at some point. Of course, we got to get you funded first, you know, but maybe for something to think about for a future thing, you might be a stretch goal to do a standy, you know, of your character, because you got a very compelling character. You got a retailer bundle of 5 copies too, which is cool. Not everybody does a retailer bundle. Is there another page to this? Let's see.
No, I don't think so.
No? Okay. Yeah, that's the thing. There could be multiple pages over there on Fund My Comic. You kind of run out of room after a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you get a pretty good discount on the 5 too. So,
I mean, he's got some of your favorite artists on this project. Preston Acevedo here.
Yeah, Preston's great.
You got Geronimo, as you mentioned, and you got Fabrizio. You got to love his stuff.
Brian Paul. Wow, you got a nice, got quite the little stable going there, Marcus.
Yeah, that's what Luke from Death Metal Hero there. He said it was the murderer's row of artists.
Yeah,
I like that one.
Yeah.
Peter
Luke's
Gilmore,
awesome too, man. I love
Pendulum. Peter Gilmore in there.
Nice. All right, that's great. I love Peter's work.
And Alexei Grabut, I've showed you some of the trippy sort of, I don't know, D&D or fantasy type images on X of his.
Oh yeah. I remember you showing me his stuff.
Yeah, dragons and swords and different stuff. He's really good. Where is he out of? Is he?
I think he's out of Russia.
Is he out of Russia?
Alexei sounds Russian. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you would think he wouldn't be on X. I mean, that he would have leave to do that, but you know, maybe
I don't know.
Loosened up over there under Putin. You know,
I think Russia has lightened up a little bit. You know, it's still probably got to be careful about what you say on Twitter, I would imagine.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if it's any worse than Great Britain.
Yeah, right now, Great Britain's crazy. And did you see the Australian response to, they had a shooting down there, and their prime minister, whatever the hell they call him, immediately came out and said, well, this just means we're going to be taking away more of your guns and writing more gun laws. Like, wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, so I know
Omer brought up the fact that I need to add him to the campaign, and so we're doing a card that he did the fan art of. I just haven't had it together yet, so everybody that backs is going to get that as well. I've been really bad about doing updates on this campaign too, so I've really got to.
Oh wait! An Omer card? I'm not at the back. Cancel my backing. No, I'm just kidding.
I've got a question for you. In the book, does your character appear in color? And the reason I ask that is when Omer was doing his couple fan pieces, you know, he did an all red version. I think that's what's going to be on the trading card, right? The all red version, kind of based on.
It depends. We might recolor it.
Yeah. Now, he was like, okay, well, how do I color him? Because there's a red version and there's kind of,
and he went with the homage cover, which I was, I'm fine with. But I don't, when you just kind of have to figure out what you want to do as far as, how you
Well,
want
this is
to.
your Fund My Comic image there, except you put a
Yep.
Poe book in his hand there.
Yep.
I just wondered, because I knew he does some narration within the book, and this piece right here by Elliot is
Yep.
awesome. Of course, that's going to be on the promo
Yeah, that's
card.
great.
Yep.
You need to do more with that image. That's just beautiful, and I
I
like
know
the, it is. He's just in a sort of fighting stance, pointing towards you. It's just very engaging, and
Yeah. I mean,
so
I
I'm
knew what I
wondering,
wanted for that.
does he appear like this in color in the book, or do you stick with just kind of black
No,
and
it's
white?
just the interiors are just black, white, and red. So
Okay.
yep.
Okay.
Yep.
But now
But the
when you go to
cover,
printing, they will treat that as a color project because you've got the red in there.
yep.
Yeah. So, which is
Yeah.
a little bit
That
more
is kind of a
expensive than
bummer.
just doing a black and white,
Yeah.
Yeah, it charge you that upcharge.
Yeah, exactly. What can you
Yeah.
do, But yep, it all looks like that on the inside. So
And how many pages? 28 pages on this.
yep.
So just tell us about your project a little bit. Let's hear that pitch.
Okay. Well, I've been calling it an illustrated narrative because it's not really a comic book per se. But it's a trip through Edgar Allan Poe's poems and stories with Dr. Masque as your host. And it's in black, white, and scarlet. And I've got a lot of great artists that did illustrations for each scene. And it's bookended by sequentials by Christian Rossi, an introduction and an epilogue by Dr. Masque. But Dr. Masque also appears in all the artwork along the way, too.
Marcus isn't on Insta. Okay. Oh, I drew Poe on Saturday. Okay.
He did. He did a great likeness of him.
It's awesome. Yeah, and I can't get it on X. I'm sorry, unless you follow me like on Facebook. I can get it there.
You having problems with X, or?
Carrie says, I have to say, Mark, your character is hard to draw for beginners. So hats off to you. You're artist, and Omer, you shouldn't have been a wiener again. Okay.
Homer's always a wiener.
Yeah, Tank did an amazing piece too. They're all great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It's the awesomest. Yeah, I don't do Facebook anymore either.
Yeah. I mean, some people.
I tried to get off of there. I can't get my account to delete. It just won't let you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I did mine probably right. It was maybe like 6 months after COVID. I just deleted it. So it might have been different back then.
All right, we're getting too cheery now on this.
I did bring some Christmas comics.
I scored me some more orange and cream, Shadow. I know you don't like it, but I'm happy. I got like 60 of these. Yeah, I mean, not 60 boxes, but 60, drink mixes. So I'm very pleased.
Do you like that Stewart soda?
No, you go ahead.
I do, but it's just so expensive,
Yeah,
in the bottle.
Yeah, I don't drink a lot of soda, but if I'm going to drink one, I'll drink one of those.
Homer, that could be taken wrong, buddy. That could be taken wrong, especially with a certain hand movement. You know what I mean? Come on now. Keep it clean. We know it's not a woman. It might be a little blow up, but oh me.
Lordy.
Lordy. Yeah, forgive me. I'll say some Hail Marys later. Are you on the so you're I know you've been also not only making the rounds on like Omer's and the Dawn Show and here again, but you've also been putting up content on your own channel. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, I just because you and Omer were talking about it on the one show, and you had said you were reading poetry, and I'm like, huh. I'm like, well, that'd be a good way I could do Poe's poetry, and that would tie it with my campaign.
Oh yeah.
So I just started doing that. I started dropping one every Sunday night at 9:00. But then last night because usually I do it Sunday morning. Last night I was scrambling to get it done, and then when I hit publish, I left it in private, so I didn't fix it till this morning. But anyway, that's what I've been doing, is just doing some shorts of a poem reading. Yeah, and I mean, obviously you talked about, I did do a trailer or like an intro for my channel once I start doing some other things on there. But I'm thinking about taking one of the comics that I post during the week, and then just doing a quick video about it,
Yeah,
that I post
I
on
think
X.
anything to get noticed, and more visible out there, and you're not afraid to show your face and share your collectibles, and I mean, that's how I got started, was showing collectibles, just showing, for the first 4 months and then even after that, but I mean, just showing stuff that I'd collected through the years, and
yeah, that would take a while for me just to get through the Batman stuff.
yeah, it would. You could, if you ever want to self-delete that, just send it, to 2105 Indian Trails. I'll find room for it somewhere. It might be in the attic with the squirrels, but
well, I have a closet over here too, full of stuff. So it's insane. And that's just my Batman stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably 95% Batman in here. There's probably a few odds and ends that aren't like
well, if it's not Batman, what else you got? I mean, you
And
obviously got is that the Chenoo? Or
yeah.
Is that official Chenoo?
Yeah.
Is it really? Now, how did you have to get one of those?
I bought it.
He was on he was on the first campaign, Rex, right at the end of the campaign. And
those things weren't cheap, were they?
No, they weren't cheap.
No.
They were like $75, weren't they?
The
or
ones,
something like that? Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's somewhere in there. I'm hoping Graham still has one left when he gets back to Fun My Comic, because I never got to get one yet.
they
that's got to be an
account. He had them all made in America. That's why they were so expensive.
Yeah.
And that's my goal too, is to do as much as possible, made in the US. I think everything on this campaign will be made in the US. So
I think it's cool that the Diaz brothers and Peter Samedi are doing in-house printing, their stuff. They're cutting out the middleman, and and then there is
great.
Yeah.
I mean, that's half the problem with doing comics is dealing with the printer. It's like, delays in that, or damages or whatever. And I know with newsprint, it's probably even worse,
Or I saw a video on recalls of comics, and one was just there were a couple that were just printed too dark.
Oh, okay.
Wow. And so they had to recall them and go back, to the printer with it. And that's unfortunate, because that really costs some money, to the company anytime something like that happens.
And then you got to battle with them a lot of times, and not every printer is like reasonable to deal with. So
and I know it's kind of like pressing your own comics, cleaning or pressing your own comics, but I guess and it's time consuming. I get it,
Yep. Yeah, I do clean mine. Depending on what it is, but like I I wouldn't trust myself to press a comic unless, if it's some, like I have messed around with it, but it's like comics that I don't care about, So if I ruin them, no big deal,
Right. Yeah,
But I'm
you
not
can
gonna.
always find something crummy to work on, to press. So what else would we find in your collection, Dr. Mask, if that's not Batman?
That's not Batman.
It'd be
Holy.
primarily DC, wouldn't it? Because you're primarily a DC guy, aren't you?
Yeah. I don't.
That's another unfortunate, but
I do have some Superman.
yeah.
I have King Cryptid.
Oh yeah, the gray. I guess some of those you could paint if you wanted to.
Yep.
That's nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, stopped doing them because they got to be too pricey.
Yeah. I'm impressed with how Pete has kind of pivoted, since he had sort of not really a mass exodus, but he had, 3 or 4 creators leave Alterna all at once. And I mean, it really, I like how he's pivoted. I mean, and then he's also got his radio episodes that he does on YouTube, and he's doing more artwork now, not just commission cards like he used to. He's actually doing, more with. It came out on Wednesday, like some of their covers sporadically, and
yep, colors. He's doing colors too.
Yeah.
He just, I think at one point he said this himself, where he's like, he doesn't feel like creators need a publisher anymore.
Right. Yeah. It's kind of at the point now where, as long as you can come up with a good, solid project and, get it produced, then, you don't really need a publisher.
No. I mean, and then you think about what the mainstream publishers do, like even Image. I don't know how much promotion you really get out of them either. You're paying them money up front to do your book. And then you
don't get a whole lot. I mean, I think you get an ad in, it used to be the Diamond catalog. I don't know where you get an ad at now.
You get the ad in the carrier pigeon, and they take it out.
It might be good to, have a system to print with. I don't know if that's ever in the cards for me to do, but it might be nice just to fool around and do some ash cans, different things on something. I mean, that shows you the how far printings come with the Epsilon printers or whatever you use.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing quality that you can have right there in your home.
Yep. 100%.
Yeah.
But I know doing the newsprint, like Pete used to work at a print house too, so he's got a lot of knowledge about how that stuff works too.
Yeah, I've got some, but it's on a mass scale. I worked for World Color and did magazines, square bound glued, and was a cover feeder and a form feeder, and also did the mail side of it because a lot of that stuff goes out in the mail to subscribers. We worked on like Newsweek, which was a weekly. We did the Disney catalog, which was like, sort of the in between on those, and so saddle stitched, stapled books, and and we worked on a polybagger a lot, where you put it in plastic. Maybe sometimes with other books or other freebie type stuff. Look at all the stuff Wizard magazine had in it back in the day.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah. And funnily enough, I worked in a major newspaper downtown Houston for a few years, and 30-foot tall, three level press with a 12-foot roll on it. And,
that scared the hell out of me. I knew some of the press people. I wasn't in the press; I was in the bindery, and it was hot as hell, of course. But those big rolls of paper, you make a mistake or that something goes wrong, and that comes down on you, you're dead. It's just like you've been rolled over with a steamroller. And same way when you go back toward the hogging room where they get the scrap paper and ship it out on the rails, you got like, I mean, it looks like you're in an Egyptian temple because you've got these giant columns that go on forever, but it's paper. You know, that's where they get the paper from with the
that always freaked me out, man. Having to walk through that
fall
room
on you, you're dead. You know, it's amazing. Yeah,
I'll tell you what the really freaky part was I started off, I was doing air conditioning work, and then I moved into the electrical department. But we had big air handlers that were up over the presses, and I'd have to go in there, change filters and all that shit. So you're on an open grate, basically looking down into the moving giant 10 or 12-foot rolls as you're up there working above it. So if something happens and you fall in there, you're done.
Yeah.
Well, Dr. Masque, you know, on Fridays, I've been, as you know, and I'm sorry you couldn't join us for Jim Aparo, you know, last Friday, but we've got Dave Stevens coming up this week, and then round out the year, the artist that really got me into comics on the 26th, which is Boxing Day in Canada, and Kwanzaa, you know, to start at Kwanzaa, the day after Christmas, is George Perez. But now I've got a short list for next year, and you mentioned one of them, Mike Zeck, is on my short list. I got to meet him actually at least once. And Brian Bolland, I want to do him.
Okay. Yeah.
But now, do you have any that you want me to? We did Ditko. We did a couple of times. We did Ditko and Jim Aparo. Are there some others like Berfogel or some that did, you know, maybe were Batman artists or something that you'd like me to? And I can work with you, you know. I can like, hey man, I'll be out that Friday, you know.
Yeah.
I always like somebody that likes the artist to come on and, you know, kind of talk about their experience with the artist, you know.
Yeah, I mean, Dick Sprang's another one.
Dick Sprang, yeah, I can put him on there. I don't.
More modern would be, you know, Kelly Jones. I mean,
Kelly Jones is good. Yeah, he's on X too. Yeah. He's doing some vampire stuff right now, I think.
Yeah, those Dracula books are amazing.
Kelly Jones and Dick Sprang, yeah.
I
don't know if I can find enough Dick Sprang artwork out there.
Yeah, that's the problem, you know. It's
yeah.
Yeah, I have to think about it.
Yeah. Yeah, think about it and get back.
You could do Bruce Timm too. I mean, that would be.
Oh, Bruce Timm, yeah. Shadowhawk probably won't show up for that day. He doesn't, you know, he's kind of give or take on him, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I like Bruce Timm, you know. Kind of reminds me, you know, his exaggerated sort of cartoony style of like Cho sometimes. You know, Cho can be kind of cartoony.
Yeah.
His delivery of his artwork. Am I the only one is have to pre-read these because I really can't trust some of you people in the chat here.
I just want to say to Tank, you know, Lucky Strikes means fine tobacco.
There you go. Yeah. I remember Lucky Strikes from my childhood, other people smoking them, of course. I guess they're still out there. I don't know. I mean, I think maybe they went under, but or that's kind of like Chesterfield, you know.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Did you when I think of Lucky Strikes now, I think of the Mad Men. Because I got the Lucky Strikes account in that, you know.
Yeah.
Back in the 60s. I love the Mad Men.
I never watched that show, but I listened to a lot of old radio shows, so.
All right, I guess he's going to stay out there in the chat.
Okay.
But do you have any other? I think you've got even tonight, don't you? You're going to go on another show tonight, or am I mistaken?
No, I'm not due until Thursday. I'm going to be on Sci-Fi for Me.
Thursday, that's right. I'd seen it. I thought I was kind of confused, and when you know the way it was laid out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just saw him throw it out there, so I figured I'd retweet it. But I don't really have a whole lot of other stuff lined up at this point.
You have to work with your schedule, don't you? I mean, because you're not always available.
No,
you know,
no.
and then the shows you got to, you know,
Yeah, and
you
then
know,
my son's in bowling season now, so I'm doing a lot of that after work. So it is what it
bowling.
is. Yeah.
You're a bowler, are
No,
you?
he is. He is.
Oh,
I
you.
used
Oh,
to
oh,
bowl.
okay.
Yeah, I used to, but I haven't bowled in a while.
Look at that long StreamYard link. My God, what's
Wow.
happening to my system? Um, yeah. Rex doesn't get the tank parent reference. Lucky Strike. Yeah.
10 doctors agree.
I try not to fill my mind with senseless blah, 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 blah. You know, I'm sorry. I'm thinking about the Momentum universe. They still
Right.
exist. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know he doesn't get the tank reference. It was in the whole studio thing. We
If
were
I
on the
went down,
studio show.
if I went down some of the rabbit holes, some of these people in the chat do, I'd never produce anything. You know.
He get nothing done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I did that. I'm working on another another like series I want to do, and I had the origin kind of all figured out. Well, not all figured out, but I had an idea what I wanted to, and then I started looking into something, and I'm like, oh, that's much better. So, like some conspiracy thing. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. Let me check this out. And then as I went, I'm like, oh, I like this better than what I was originally going to do. So,
welcome,
Sorry.
Doc Blaylock.
That was me lighting a lucky. I apologize.
You sure it wasn't a Chesterfield?
What's up, Dr. Masque? How are you?
What's up, Doc Blaylock?
Rex, you old coot. Good to see you.
I enjoyed your voiceover on the trailer. What was that? Seven Amens? Was that the trailer?
The most recent one I did was the Man with No Strings.
Okay, that was the one. Yep. That was good.
Diaz
I knew it was a Western.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Now, how did they approach you over that, Doc? I mean,
They sent a horse head in the middle of the night.
in your bed. I got
That's how
that.
those Zayd brothers work, huh?
Yeah. Those damn
The Lucky
Zayd boys,
Strike
they don't
might have
play
went right
around.
over my head, but I got that one. You have any questions for Dr. Masque here?
No, I without having partaken of a drop, I'm hungover, and I don't know why. So, no, I don't.
Yeah. It's
My
in the
head
20s
hurts too
here.
bad.
So go outside. It'll sober you up real quick.
I'm sober. I haven't had a drop to drink, but I feel daggum hungover.
You break into that stash of Dr. Pepper we know you have somewhere.
Hello, Elsie.
Dr. Thunder or Mr. Pip, one of those knockoffs.
Dr. Ghetto Pop.
Yeah.
That's the drink of choice.
We've got 18 people watching. There's a lot of interest in Dr. Masque's project. Got to wonder why it's not further along than what it is.
Well, no, I've been trying to catch Dr. Masque. You were on a stream yesterday, and I tried to get there in time to catch up on what Besprinkled is, and I missed it. And now here I am again today. So let's catch it up. Let's do it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I've been called an illustrated narrative because I didn't know what else to call it. It's not really a comic book. It's kind of pulpy where it's got like, you have an illustration and text. But it's just Dr. Masque in this is kind of like the Crypt Keeper or the mysterious traveler who's the host of the book. He introduces it, he sends it on he ends the book, and then he's in every piece of artwork that's throughout the book.
Like this one,
so you can see that one's pretty obvious there. Some of them are not so obvious.
Now this is some Edgar Allan Poe and also some of your own additional writing, original writing.
Yep.
Okay. Nice. I like it.
So the sequentials are mine, and then the rest are just Poe, or strictly Poe.
Okay. And who's oh Lord, you got some art talent on this thing.
Oh yeah. I mean, look at that. Peter Gilmore and Preston and Jim. I mean, He's got a whole host. Brian Ball,
and
Fabrizio.
and I like to say the book is almost done, and everybody's been paid except me. So
Yeah, ain't that always the way?
And he's got some Kiss art on here. You got to love the campaign. Look at that.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff Kevin does. So
Long
he's
live
working on
Eric. Rest in peace, Ace.
Yeah, he's working on a card set. You know, he's doing sketch cards for me of each member. So, but yeah,
very cool.
He worked on that Kiss Psycho Circus comic as well as Spawn and other stuff. But
all right, now how many pages is this beastie?
28.
That's very good.
Mm-hmm.
And I crammed it as full as I could. You know, the next one will probably end up being longer because I want to do an 8-page story instead of just 2, and then have more illustrations like this. But
I'm with you, Dr. Masque. I don't think Taskmaster gets enough love as a character.
Oh, Kevin's so funny too because he says he doesn't like to do likenesses, but he does really good likenesses, you know. He just did if you go out to his Instagram, I think he posted it out there, but he did this like homage poster, or it was for a commission, but it's of Jaws, and he's got like all the guys from Jaws and everything in it, and it looks great. He does a great job of like I said, making it look like the actors.
Now, this looks really good, man. I'm going to tell you, I'm intrigued. I got to go see if I got some spending cash.
Black and white and red all the way through, kind of like Frank Miller. Say this word for me. The
Athenaeum.
So that's basically his library, right?
It just means a place of learning.
Okay.
But sometimes, sometimes learning hurts.
Yeah, that's what I call my my visits to the bathroom. I'm going to the Athenaeum.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. To grow and to learn.
If there was an award for having an orangutan, you'd probably win it. It's on the cover because that's wow.
Yeah, this turned out so well because when I started, I wanted to do a cover up front, and then I kept struggling to find, like, I knew I wanted to do the homage cover, but I'm like, I had this idea, and I just couldn't either get somebody to do it or whatever, and then finally when Ricardo did the Fall of the House of Usher, and I said, dude, you got to do the cover. So he did this. So we went back and forth with a few changes on it, but for the most part, it's the way he wanted it. So
that's very cool. So did you leave yourself enough Poe for a second edition, or did you?
No, there's tons. Yeah. My plan is three volumes. The second one's going to be A Dream Within a Dream. And it's going to be, it'll still be some horror, but it'll be like some fantasy stuff that he did too.
But you got to have Annabelle Lee in there too.
Annabelle Lee. Yep. It's on the short list. The Raven will be in the next one.
There you go.
Everybody loves that one. So
yeah.
I just, I told somebody on the stream, I think it was Yang Yan Zhao. He was asking me about the Raven, and I'm like, it's kind of like when you're in the car and you hear "You Shook Me All Night Long" on the radio, and you're like, so this is the only song they ever made, so.
I love that you take an obscure 50s Ajax comics, there it is on the right, and you do an homage cover to that, because that is a very nice, striking cover, of the character, which was called Midnight, wasn't it? Or is that the character's name? Or
I think it was Destiny or something like that.
Destiny? Okay.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
think that's what it was. It only lasted what, like 5 or 6 issues or something?
Yeah. Some of the
But
Ajax stuff wasn't long at all. Yeah.
yeah, I just look at that cover and it reminds me of Poe, you know. You've got the clock, you've got the
Mhm.
cat, you
The
know, the
cat, the
whole
cobwebs.
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, it's,
definitely the right vibe. Definitely.
Yeah.
So
and
big.
I was pretty anti doing a homage cover too, but I really like this one. So
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but there's so many great out there that just fit the bill with what you want to do. But I like this cover too. She looks like one of those Hammer Bustier girls, you know?
yeah, it when he asked me when we were talking about what the cover would look like. I said
Mhm.
to base it on Anita Ekberg.
Ooh, that's a good callback.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Wow.
Yeah. Mhm.
That's a deep cut. You go, boy.
Yeah.
Which, if anybody follows my X account, you would have thought it would have been Betty Page, but
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen you throwing some
Yeah.
Betty
Betty
around there,
Page is a
buddy.
good one too. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I used a Betty Page pose for reference image in my last book. Why would you not?
I don't know what it is about her, man. I can look at her all day.
The bangs
Well,
were off-putting for me, but the rest of it, chef's kiss.
she really wasn't in my frontal gray matter till Dave Stevens, Rocketeer. And then that was like, oh yeah, Betty. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, for before the internet too, I guess. I mean, I wasn't super like it was probably about the time that I discovered her too, was when Dave Stevens was doing it. And but I guess before the internet, I mean, you people were paying big bucks for like magazines with her in it and pictures of her, and it was crazy.
Yeah, definitely. I can remember all the way back in the 80s. There was I don't remember that cat's name, but there was a guy I knew that he had a Betty Page freaking t-shirt and he wore it almost every damn day. I mean, he was one of those stinky boys, but it's all right.
Stinky boys.
They actually had, I was down, where the hell was it? I want to say it was in Philly. I was at it was like some kind of mall type atrium type thing. It wasn't like your standard mall, but it was like a bunch of mom and pop type shops throughout it.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the shops was a Betty Page shop.
Oh, nice.
And they sold like replicas of like the clothes she would wear back then and things like that. It was amazing stuff.
Oh, I bet that's very popular. Hell yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
Marcus says I had Betty make a cameo in my comic, The Amazing Adventures of Captain Courage in the 90s.
Nice.
Right on, Marcus.
I'm gonna have to get a copy of this comic, Marcus.
Yeah. I think I've actually got, and I don't know about that one, but I've got one that's got Marcus's stuff in. I got Jackson, Tennessee at the comic book shop that Elsie goes to, and didn't even know it till I was on panel with him. He started talking about it. Had a Rich Buckler cover.
Yep. Yeah, I also will say too that in my book there's a few Easter eggs too. So if you're a Poe fan, there'll be things in there that you'll catch, and if you don't, you don't.
I think that's neat to put in little things like that. I didn't request that in my story, and the artist did a pinup too, and that had a Star Wars reference in it, and they put the Daily Planet in one of the Devil Flyer scenes in the background.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, that's kind of neat.
And then some people will just breeze by, won't even catch it, but it's able to do.
The Tasteful Thickness in the chat says it doesn't make more sense to just launch it all digitally. Comic enjoyers still prefer pages. Cut out all those printing problems real quick. I mean, I'll speak from my experience. People want physical copies. They want to hold it in their hands.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, digital. I mean, I made a digital available because
Right.
To me, it's hey, especially with shipping, like overseas,
Right.
you
Yeah.
know. But some people like that. I have digital comics, and I got to tell you, I just put them on in my digital pile and never read them because I just don't read my comics that way usually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're in the laboratory. You're in the book place of learning, like Doc. You know, you probably have a whole stack right there by the commode.
I mean,
by
like,
the bidet.
I will read a digital, but that is not my preferred medium. I like to hold the daggone book in my hands. I want to turn the pages, and by God, I want some newsprint copies so I can smell that paper.
Yeah. Yeah, this newsprint that Pete's got is top notch. I mean, it's the colors were really popping on it.
It's bone white compared to like that yellowed stuff we got back in the 80s.
Yep.
For sure.
Yeah. I can't wait to bag it up and open it in 10 years. See what it smells like.
I mean,
there you go.
Yeah, I've already seen his stuff from Alterna, you know, in years past, and I've been very impressed with the quality of the newsprint.
Yeah, he's done a good job with it. But I mean, like, this is even better. And then the quality control. I mean, he's the guy. You know, he's doing it, so it's not going to be not going to be garbage.
Yeah, I totally want to use him for my next print run. Absolutely.
Yeah, and the great thing is you can do little shorts. You know, little short runs. I mean, you know, you don't have to do 200.
Yeah, I think
copies.
I think his max run now is 200 copies.
It is,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, but he also does the mini comics too, like the ash cans, which I would like to do that.
I like that. Yeah.
I just don't think this book would work well at that size.
No, this is a reading experience. You want to get the text as big in front of the eyeballs as you can.
Yeah, for early on, I toyed with making it into a magazine size, which I think would have been cool. But unfortunately, the artwork was all formatted for comic, and I'm just like, it's just too much trouble.
Yep.
So live and learn.
Well, we've come to the time in the show where it's like, if you haven't hit that like button, why haven't you? And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do.
Do that now.
Do it now.
Get to the chopper.
Get to the
now
chopper.
Back to the show. Little selfless, you know, little selfish promotion there.
Hey, got to do
it because you know we have 13 likes, and I know I'm one of them, so we got an even dozen going my way. But we need more. Some people forget to do that when they come in.
It's usually the first thing I do, which is kind of weird.
You're one of the good ones.
It's kind of weird when you think about it that people do that for like pre-recorded videos. They haven't even watched it yet, and they like it.
The tasteful thickness there's his link to his YouTube channel. Give him a view, you know, maybe subscribe to him. He's got some content up there. Appreciate you coming in, checking us out today, and I'll give you a wrench for your trouble.
Yeah, he's saying that he would rather have a trade paperback than a hardcover. Yeah. Some people. Yeah. So I mean, everybody's different, you know. But I have heard
some
that
people
a lot.
Like to binge read.
Yeah,
you know, I like to binge read. I mean, and it only makes sense. Like, I missed a lot of the Justice League. What is it with Constantine? Justice League.
Dark.
Yeah, Justice League Dark. I couldn't think of that. And I read like the first 30 something issues from the trade paperbacks that I got at Barnes and Noble. Thoroughly enjoyed it. You know, I did Trinity of Sin. That was really interesting. You know, that storyline and yeah, I get in a lot more reading when it comes to binge reading and like trade paperbacks. You know,
I like trades for trips. just throw it in the bag.
For the sheer nostalgia for some of the older collectors, I think they like the floppies and but I definitely need to read more. That's for sure. Read what I get more.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, you do, Rex.
Yes, I know. Like one of Doc's. I've still got to read one of his.
Yeah, it's I like Shadowhawk. The hardcover issues are to make my bookshelves awesome.
Well, Mike Barron and some of them, they've been doing the artist edition. They're bringing some quality, to crowdfunding, and that's awesome. That may not be for everybody, but for those that really like, want their bookshelves to look very nice with some nice collected editions, which will retain their value, I'm sure. Because they're so limited.
Yeah, I bought
have you guys ever seen the artwork of this is above my pay grade? Been collecting some artwork recently, pretty funky.
Nope.
I don't know that particular artist, but then I'm not. Is he into manga? Dr. Masque, do you ever look any of that sort of the
manga?
Yeah. Have you looked at any of that?
I've looked at it. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I like some of the artwork. Some parts of it I don't like, but it would depend. It depends on the story. I picked up a, it was one of the thicker ones, and some of the artwork in it is amazing. And the story was pretty good too. I can't remember the name of it. It was Berserk, not Berserker, but Berserk. And it was really good, but I guess it wasn't enough to make me want to go back and but if I had a story that I thought would fit that style, I would do it.
Here's a suggestion for you, just thinking creatively out, for future, Poe books. Lean heavily, at least on one cover or something, into the pulp era. Or maybe a distress cover. I love distress covers. Anything that drives those slabbers mad to look at,
Yeah, I do. I definitely want to do a manga sized book. I don't know if it would be actually manga, but But yeah, like I said, if I had a story that fitted, I definitely would use it.
Yeah, I love those. I had a whole little library of the little digest, that DC Comics came out, and that's where I learned most of the DC lore was from those reprints, those 100-page reprints that didn't take up a lot of room, and they were. I was pretty proud of that little library I had, of the books, and they were affordable. You got a lot for your bang for your buck, and then Adventure Comics for the last few years of publication, last couple years, from like issue 493 to 503 was all digest, and I'm sorry they didn't go back to normal size. I thought, why did you cancel that? It's an anthology. It can be anything,
right?
And you just celebrated 500 issues. Put somebody popular on that title and get the sales up. They missed making history. Can you imagine going from regular format to digest format was a bold move, and then for like 2 years, but then going back to regular format would have been another bold move,
Right.
It was bittersweet for me because I was really enjoying the fan created characters and dilates for Hero, and that and George Perez was doing some of the covers. He did the very last full page, full size Adventure Comics on that first series.
Nice.
And I was really enjoying seeing, and submitted a character myself, to DC Comics to use, and only kind of half-heartedly I didn't want to give them some of my best characters, so they kind of got one just specifically created for them.
Yeah, fun fact. I don't know if you're familiar with John Hebert. he was a Marvel artist. He worked on Punisher. I think that's his longest stint was on X-Men Adventures.
Okay. Oh,
he
yeah.
worked on that for a
Based
while.
on the comic book, I mean, on the show.
Right,
Sort of
right.
the kid friendly. Yeah.
Yep. So when he was a kid, I don't know how old he was. He was a teenager, I think. He submitted 2 characters to Dial H for Hero. One ended up in the book. The other one ended up on the cover and in the book. So that's technically his first appearances when he's like 15 or something. You know,
Goodness. Wow.
his first character was published. So, yeah. But
Yeah, I
if
thought
you
it was.
go,
I love the concept that because I mean, it went, the Dial H for Hero stuff went all the way back to the '60s, the House of Mystery, and then they took fan art, created, I don't know how they came to that decision. I guess they got enough fan art. Hey, use my character or something, that they put those first few in, and then that was like opening the floodgates. I imagine they got a lot of submissions once they published those first few issues. It was going good. There was even a black and white before R.T. Bear created black and white.
That's where he got it from.
Well, I'm not saying anything, but there was a black and white. Yep. Totally different characters, but
I'm gonna maybe I can find this.
Mrs. Good Stuff in the house. Hey, Miss G.
Mrs. G, good to see you.
I think they could still do it now. To me, it's kind of like Ben 10 with the Omnitrix. He can become so many great characters, and I've got a character that's going to be like that.
I just thought that the whole concept, like, you'd run out of ideas after a while. That's what I thought, or you'd have derivative of derivative of derivative,
Yeah. I see you haven't been watching my shows.
Who can watch all your shows, Rex?
Well, Rex didn't watch all of Rex shows.
Yeah, I live my life very carelessly on the internet. What can I say? Who's got time to go back and rewatch? That dawned on me after a while, Doc, that it's like, even if I wanted to go back and edit some of these things together, it's like, my God, I've got over 2,200 videos. That's a lot of hours.
Yeah.
I could probably watch my own show from now to retirement.
Till doomsday.
Doomsday, right.
Here's a link to that cover. Here's a link to the cover that and you probably recognize it when you see it.
All right.
But it's just funny. He created that character, and then years later and then look at that, white and black is on the cover, dude.
Oh,
so it must be you must know this issue for sure.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah. I have that one in my collection. I'm getting there, Doc. Give me a second. Gosh.
Please.
Yep. So he created that character, Wild Beast, that's in the middle there.
Okay. Wildebeest. Yeah.
Wildebeest. Okay, there it is.
Uh-huh.
Yep. So it was a previous issue. He had another character that they used, but that one wasn't on the cover.
Well, It's interesting that you picked this one out, because you will see on my campaign the same pose used by Rob Ewing, because I gave him the reference of the pose for that Zeep character for my Hopper character. And he's on the sticker book on the same pose and everything. Taken from this one.
I think it's just a great cover.
Now, Ariel was one of the names for Kitty Pryde in the X-Men.
Yep.
For a very short time. But see, now this is different. It's white and black, not black and white. So
right. Okay. Yeah. Forget nothing alike.
Yeah. Totally different.
Totally different. Yeah. But I love that. I love that because you got to see fresh characters every month,
Yeah.
And some of them pretty good designs. Obviously I don't know, by putting George Perez, I don't know why he got some of the covers for the, that Dial H for Hero series and Adventure Comics, but you couldn't ask for a better artist to depict the characters and make them
Right.
viable looking characters, even though they were created by fans.
Right.
And there were some professional artists that actually, I think, that actually submitted some things in that run. I forget exactly who, but I don't think I've collected all those yet again, but Rex thinks he has the best ideas for everything. Well, I mean, I just like Eric and Boyd thinks he's got the best ideals for everything, we're,
There's plenty
I'm
of
just
people
like,
to tell you you're wrong,
yeah, there's plenty of people tell you you're wrong. Yeah. I mean, you're right. There's it's hard to think up new powers and different things, but you got to have a speed, if you're going to do a whole universe of characters, hopefully I'm not derivative on my looks, of characters and,
it's like, I talked about my book, and I'm like, I would never say that I did anything original because nobody does, it's like,
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
it's unusual.
when it comes to comics, if we weren't on the shoulders of giants like Jack Kirby, Steve Ditko, and, Dick Sprang, like you said, and Jerry Robertson. I mean, I wouldn't be doing this today.
Right.
I wouldn't be interviewing anybody. I wouldn't be, I doubt I would be on YouTube even showing my collection, because it's kind of like getting my own book out there, and it's kind of a necessity to get out there and get known and to promote your book, you have to do these type of things.
Yeah, without comics, this room would be empty.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and I'm kind of worried about, who are we passing the torch to, because everybody's like, well, comics are so niche, they're dying out. And I hope I never see that in my lifetime,
Yeah.
They've been saying that since the 70s.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, they're doing their best to do it.
Well, yeah. I mean, Hollywood and all pop culture media is just circling the drain at this point. We got to hope for a breath of fresh air to come along.
Yeah, I mean, where you put your mind to it, you might be discover lightning in a bottle, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or something. So that be the next big property that takes off. Of course, it's going to be a process. It was a process with Ninja Turtles, a successful comic, and then they went on from success to success to success. And I think you've got a really engaging character. See you, Tank. I think you've got a really engaging character, and I always like those docs drawn by Bystander, and that character was just based on like The Question or Noir. Am I saying that right, Doc?
Noir.
Okay. I never can get it right, but with the Fedora hat,
you gotta,
I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. I just knew I wanted a character with, the big London fog coat and fedora and, more that.
But, there's you talk about getting it out there. There is absolutely no shortcut or replacing hard work. You have to put in the work. It doesn't just pop in your head and materialize in someone's hand. You got to do the work.
Yeah.
And it is a lot of work.
To me, Doc, it's like the ideals are like, clay in a molder's hand. You take those ideals and you just knead it, and you keep it up here, and you wake up every day thinking about different aspects of what you want to work on, and you just keep chewing the cud, like a cow does. You just keep chewing on those ideals, on those concepts for stories, and Eventually.
If you're a painter, you paint every day. If you're a writer, you write every day. If you're an artist, a penciler, you pencil every day.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. There is no shortcut.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
100%.
100%. Right. I may have asked you this before, but you've had time to think since I think we were the first channel you came on after you launched the book over on Fund My Comic almost 2 months ago or a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
I mean, you still got 11 days plus on the campaign, but have you considered going to another platform with it?
I have. So I can give you my answer, or I can give you my Pete Sametti answer. This is it, folks. If you don't get it now, forget it. I'm not gonna be able to make this book.
Yeah.
That was Pete. He's like, "What are you doing? Don't make this guy do another campaign." That's what he said on his show.
Yeah. I get that. I get that.
But in all seriousness, I've set up a Kickstarter. I haven't launched it yet, so we'll see what happens. But I'd rather not. But
yeah,
and it's like leaving money on the table too. So
yeah,
not everybody's going to go to Fund My Comic, unfortunately.
And there's never any telling about why some campaigns do better than others when some really bad ones make a lot of money and some really great ones don't.
They don't even get funded.
It is baffling to my mind. I'll go and look at some of these campaigns like, this is freaking amazing. Guy's got $20. What the hell?
Yeah, I've seen it. There was actually, I was following a Kickstarter. It was a guy who was doing a Poe book, and it was a collection of his poems, and then he would have an illustration, kind of similar to what I was doing, but he had an illustration, and then I can't remember exactly, but it was almost like Poe's head was like kind of the outline of every picture, and then it would be like a drawing of something from that, for that poem, and I don't even think it made a quarter of what he wanted to make on it.
Yeah.
So
mind blowing.
Yeah. I mean, it looked pretty cool. I don't know.
Well, one of my favorites, which I don't think is vastly underfunded, and on the second book, the Octopus Cowboy. I mean, the artwork, the premise, you couldn't ask for a tighter looking book, and yet, he did a little over $5,000 on the first one. He did a little over $3,000, and you couldn't ask for a better on colorist. Excellent on penciling, inking. It's tight. It looks professional, totally professional. The only thing is he doesn't like to get out there. I even asked him, we had him on once, and I asked him to come back on. And he had a great time when he was on here. And he's like, I don't really, it's like, you got to do that,
Yeah. I mean, for quite a few years, I've been trying to do the YouTube thing, right? I'm like, I'll do a channel and I'll talk about this. And I just came to the realization it's not really what I want to do, and this thing I'm doing now with doing the shorts and stuff and pre-recorded stuff, that's not bad, but I don't want to do long videos that I have to edit, because I don't want to edit. And the live thing, I don't mind doing, like chatting with you and doing this. I don't know if I could sit in front of a camera and talk by myself for an hour or whatever.
Well, you need to have me over, and then we'll go through your collection. I mean, look, I'm just saying, you got a collection there that people, items that people haven't seen.
Rex.
God,
He doesn't want to do the double fire show. He doesn't want to do a cut and paste of your show.
Yeah. You know what? You see people will watch like just about anything on YouTube, right? Or TikTok or whatever. What if we did a show called Reading Comics, right? And then it's just us on video reading comics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There are people doing that.
See, I told you I wasn't original.
Yeah, it's just and you know, a YouTube channel is like I just said about comic books. You never know what's going to be popular and what's not. You know, I check out The Common Nerd on YouTube. Does a great show. He doesn't get any more viewers than I do on my shitty show. Like, there's no reason this guy shouldn't be huge. You know, well, like, why? I don't get it.
Yeah, I went into Kyle Prometheus's show. And I got to be honest with you, I've been following the guy on Twitter for a long time. I don't know if I was subscribed to his YouTube. I don't know how I even found out about him, but I had. Now I'm like Infinite Tale Chronicles, that book
Chris
there.
Fisk?
Yeah. He put a sheet in his when he sent out all his stuff, and it had all the people's shows that he had appeared on. So I took that and I started looking at it. And I'm like, oh, Kyle Prometheus. I'm like, look at this. And I go and I look at his channel and I'm like, okay, I've been following this guy forever. Why do I not see anything on X like when he posts stuff? I don't know. But I reached out to him. I watched one of his shows and I'm like, nobody's doing a show like this. Like, he doesn't have very many subscribers.
Yeah.
But nobody does a show like he's doing it, you know, and it's basically it's showcased to whoever's on there, you know.
Yeah.
And he just does a great job on that show.
Yeah.
So
he does.
Go subscribe to Kyle Prometheus.
We've had him on here, you know, 3-4 times. And we'll have him on again. And I've been over there on his show once, I think. But he's when he first started doing like the 5 Pillar show or whatever it's called. Yeah. And
what's it called?
It might just be like 5 Pillars of storytelling, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. It might just be the timing. Running out of smokes. you like a choo-choo train, man. You just go through those things. Woo woo.
You know, I don't actually smoke as much as it looks like. I'll light them and I'll hit them and then I put them in the ashtray and they burn up. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
So then you got to light another one.
That's really watching your money burn.
Yeah. Literally.
Yeah, and he's like he's kind of like Luke over there at Fund My Comic. He actually lost some of his lung capacity due to COVID. So his lungs are in there going, I think I can. I
didn't get as bad off as Luke did, thank God. But
yeah. Shoot, he was in a coma for like 6 weeks.
Yeah,
he nearly died several times.
But he's Luke Stone is just a super guy, man. I can't say enough good things about him. Great guy.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Luke is the one that he helped me design Dr. Masque. Like, I had a basic idea and he kind of ran with it and
he did a great job.
Helped me with the colors and stuff. And he also did the logos, the Edgar Allan Poe Besprinkled with Scarlet logo.
Yeah, I went on his show when I was shilling for Pariah, and he was, he was drawing while we were interviewing. He did a cover. Here, you can use this. Well, thank you very much. That became cover C. So, yeah, you know.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, he's a good guy. I wish he still did Nerd Bacon just for myself.
I miss Nerd Bacon. I love that show.
Yeah, I used to go on there occasionally.
He's just too busy doing whatever he's doing. I know he's doing music.
When I first had him on here and talked to him, I said, how long do you draw? Now he's cut back since then, but he first told me 15 hours a day. I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? Wow.
That's a lot of drawing.
That's a lot every day. And now he's cut back since then, but he still does a lot of drawing. He sits there most of the day, just, and he's also, former pastor. So I'm sure he's got a lot of other responsibilities too, family and other things that he does. But
Yep.
man,
Yep.
he's a beast when it comes to that drawing. He's just like all the time. It's amazing.
It's like Doc said, that's how you get good,
Yeah. Oh yeah. 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 I think overall it's been a pretty good thing for artists to want to challenge themselves and level up, and do the very best work. I think if the CG sort of independent thing kind of brought out a message to artists, it was like, yeah, now you can take your time to do your very best work. You're not on that monthly grind, don't necessarily have to be a professional. Helps.
But, yeah, I think that's good, but people also got to do the work,
Oh, they got to do the work, and get it out there. Get it out in a timely fashion. Absolutely.
Yeah, I remember when I came back into comics a few years ago, I was like, why does it take these guys so long to do a book, man? When I was penciling monthly, I was cranking out a book a month. Yeah, that's just penciling, Scooter Poop. There's a lot more to it when you're penciling, writing, inking, lettering, coloring, publishing.
Yeah.
Holy smokes, was I in over my head when I came back.
Yeah, Friday when we covered Jim Aparo, I wasn't aware, he normally on most of his stuff, he penciled, inked, and lettered.
Wow.
That's triple threat right there. And towards the end of his career at DC, they said, just give us pencils, which must have been a change for him, just
well, he was losing his vision too, I think. So
yeah,
he was having a harder time. And I do remember they had Klaus Janson inking some of his stuff too. Because I mean, you look at some of his last, the last later stuff he was doing, and like guys are starting to look the same, like Commissioner Gordon and Bruce Wayne looked, pretty similar, so but I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about the Klaus Janson inks over. I mean, you could definitely see Klaus,
well, Aparo had such a clean style, and to me, Klaus Janson was probably one of the best choices to ink Frank Miller, because his stuff is a lot looser,
Yeah.
I mean, very sparse sometimes, and but now Klaus Janson, he goes back. He was an inker over Keith. What's his name? Did Legion of Superheroes in Defenders. He was an anchor in Defenders anyway, in the mid 70s over Keith. He did Legion. What did he do? He did Trent. Is it Trencher?
Trencher? Keith Giffen. Yeah.
Keith Giffen. Yeah. Keith Giffen. Could not think of his last name, but
holy shit, look at me knowing something.
Yeah, Keith Giffen looked a lot, a style in Defenders around the 40s up to around 50 something, looked a lot like Kirby, very Kirby-esque,
Nice.
At the time.
Alex Toth.
I don't know if that was Marvel telling him, or if that's where he was at artistically, because there was a lot of artists, I'm told, like that said do it like Kirby, like Barry Windsor Smith. He looks very Kirby-esque when he started out. So did Rich Buckler, and I think Rich Buckler was one that I met at a convention and said, yeah, they were telling us to do it like Kirby, look like Kirby.
Yep. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. If you ever get a chance to meet Klaus Janson, though, he's a super nice guy.
Yeah, and I mean, he did a book that I have on penciling, but he did one on inking as well.
Okay.
So he's done multiple books on how to, I've also got Andy Smith's over here.
Nice. Drawing dynamic heroes, is that, or dynamic figures? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Burnt Hogarth did one similar to that years earlier.
Yep.
Great Tarzan
Didn't
artist.
Andy patterned his after the Bart Sears method?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, because they're like two peas in a pod and work together and cross gen and other stuff. Yeah. Yeah, Bart Sears that could do no wrong for Andy. And I don't know if I mentioned it the other day. It was Andy's sidekick, Dennis's birthday the other day. Dennis Turner had a birthday the other day.
Yeah, I swung by and said happy birthday to him on the stream there.
Mm-hmm. What is he, about 103 or?
I don't know.
he still looks fairly young. I think he's still in his 40s probably.
Yeah.
God, I remember my 40s.
I think, that it's kind of like me and Elsie. It's like, I think you were separated at birth,
right?
A couple lifelong friends,
Yeah.
Can't see going to a convention without them now. Now they're collaborating on Core Draft and all these other books. That's great.
Yep. Yeah, it's cool if you can work with your friends,
Yeah, and it's cool meeting new people that you never met before. Like, worked with Doc Blaylock on one of my stories, and which kind of like Charlton horror feel or something.
Yep.
I know you like Dicko. I think he probably did some of his best work, if not his best work, over there at Charlton. He didn't get paid the good page rate for it, but I think he was more satisfied with that because people let him alone and let him do it.
Yeah, he had a lot more freedom to do what he wanted to do.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's it.
Charlton knew what they had. They're like, oh shit, we got Steve Ditko. We better give that man his lead. Let him do whatever he wants.
Yeah. And he still came back at Marvel and did the occasional thing. He still did work for Valiant. I know he did the cover to Shadow Man #6 because I've got a 9.8 graded.
Nice.
Jeez.
He did that Dark Dominion book. Well, he started to do it. The Dark Dominion book for Defiant. And
Jim Shooter's thing.
Yeah. So he did the book that they used for the card set. I don't know if you've seen that where
I think I have, yeah.
They broke the panels down on the cards and then you put them together and make a comic.
They were making waves with plasma or whatever it was called.
You know what? It's funny. There's a company called Blue Shack Comics. I don't know if you've seen them around or not. It's funny because I was following them. See, again, I was following them on Twitter, and I ran into him at a convention, and it just didn't click or whatever. But this guy, he's like I think he's the main writer, for that company. But he worked for Defiant, and he worked with Jim Shooter as like his intern. But he said the whole thing with Defiant is they had Plasm, and then Marvel sued them. And because they had a character called Plasmer.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
And basically they ended up going to court, and when it was all said and done, Defiant was bankrupt. So
yeah, did Marvel wind up winning that? I can't remember. I think it was a UK property, wasn't it? Marvel UK property.
They said, they said to the judge, "What if we call it Warriors of Plasm?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure." So he was happy with that, and he threw it out. But by then, it didn't matter.
Yeah,
Defiant was done.
Yeah, but they were doing some things there. They did have a minute in the market. Apparently, it wasn't enough though.
Yeah, it's too bad.
And Valiant kind of shot themselves in the foot because they were doing all that license stuff, the wrestling and the gaming, like Mario Brothers and things like that, or Zelda, books before. And really that wasn't his call, Bob Layton's call, and then right. I think, they hurt themselves so that they couldn't. Even at that, they got, like Steve Ditko and Barry Windsor Smith and, some other, long-standing artists to do some work for them. I mean, it wasn't.
Yeah.
I mean,
Art Sears.
Really, it was Image that shot everybody in the foot, right? The bubble.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think people were collecting, and then even before it was all over with, like they only did like a Harbinger #1, 50,000 copies, and #1 went up to like $60 at one point.
Yep.
Because there was such demand for it. Everybody was wanting a #1, and there was only 50,000 out there.
Yeah, and the Rye, what was it? Rye 4, Rye 3 and 4, I think.
Mm-hmm.
There was only those were really underprinted or whatever.
Right.
And that was like $100 book at one point, and I think it's like 20 now.
Yeah. Which I still think, wow, if it went up there, it could possibly go up there again. It's still a good read, good art. So, they had good quality books. It's just they didn't have the big glitz that a lot of the Images did. But what really hurt Image was the late books from the very get-go. They
and
got better over time.
I mean, there was guys buying cases of Pitt #1, and throwing them in a
yeah, I think that's when Wall Street got involved. Some speculators, and they were buying them by the pallet load. Yeah, it's maybe record heritage sales of some of the oldies. It was looked at as an alternative, to diversify their portfolio.
Yet another time in comics history when it's a dying industry. It's all going to go away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it definitely burst though. That
bubble popped so hard we could feel it down here.
I was selling comics at that time, and I had gotten out before the really bad stuff happened. But I mean, I was like the first appearance of Carnage, right? I was going to newsstands and buying them at cover price, and then turning around and selling them at shows for $15,
Yeah.
Stuff like that. I mean, and that's the same month the book, or a couple of weeks after the book came out. It's just, it was nuts. Then I would buy like before I started being a comic book dealer, I would buy extra copies from my comic shop. I would take it home. I'd hold on to it, and then like 3 months later, I'd come back in and resell it back to the guy at a profit.
Yeah.
And then he'd sell it for more. It was insane times. And he was happy to buy it because he's like, I don't have any of these. I know I can get, whatever, $10 for it, $15 for it. I'll give you 5 or 6 for it, whatever.
Well, when George Perez passed away and when John Romita passed away, two of the real biggies, right? I see more covers by them now, work that wasn't really meant to be covers, but so I know that they know what sells, right. And then they're also doing these full treasury editions. Why do I want to spend $15 on just a full, reprint of a treasury edition that you could probably get out there, for about the same price, but you can get an original of it,
Some of the treasuries now are pretty expensive.
Yeah.
Depending on condition and what you get. But like, I wish I had never sold my Spider-Man, Superman ones, but
yeah. And those were even done in like little novel form. I've got one that second one, I think the very last one. We lost Doc.
It's Irish goodbye.
Yeah. So, I got to roll another cigarette. I still got lung capacity in the left lobe.
Oh,
but yeah, I they said at first, Disney will remain Disney and Marvel will remain Marvel. Yet I'm seeing, what if the Mickey crew were the Fantastic Four or what? They're doing these covers, and I've got to say I've collected a few of them, like the Avengers #1, because I'm an Avengers fan, and to me, I always coveted that #1 issue. Hey, Saboteur. but yeah, I'm only going to get, I'm a little bit more savvy, and I'm going to, I like that I can go into my local comic book shop. I kind of get more of a vibe, a thrill when I see Florida Man from, or Cryptidnals, or I got, the Professor, what's his name's book, the Frontiers one. And I got the Mighty Titan, or whatever, the Mouse one by Gary
Yep.
Shipman.
Yep.
And it was in the children's section. That was the very first one I saw years ago. And hopefully we'll get probably a newsprint edition out at a lower price for local comic book shops, a Devil Flyer, through Peter Samedi or somebody, the Diaz brothers. Now that the Diaz brothers are, I think that's cool. At first, with the campaign, it seemed like, Peter was saying, you better get it now if you want to get anything printed, but, and he got great response on that, and then, I'm glad to see that he's continuing that, and helping other small printers that maybe they'll just do a sample,
Right.
a regular size issue and one of the mini issues of your book, just to show you the print quality. I think that's great. He's willing to set that up for just a couple of books to be printed.
Yeah.
And everybody seems to be happy with it. I'm not one of those fans of slick stock. The slick,
I don't like the glare.
Stock.
Yeah.
I don't like the glare. Yeah. Makes reviewing a comic. Shadowhawk found that out. It makes reviewing a comic very hard, when you got glare coming off the pages, and then you get those air bubbles in the stock where the paper would actually separate back in the day.
They I thought that if you're going to do comic reviews, or like on YouTube or something, you probably should just get the digital and do it that way,
Well, you need to be a person that's never going to go into comics, because you're not going to make any friends that way, Dr. Masque. I don't think, you're always going to piss off one side or the other, right?
Right. Hey, I got both. I got both. If you want digital, have digital. You're good. But
and so I guess we've come up on the 2-hour mark here, but give me your pitch, and again, why should people buy this book? I mean, everything looks awesome on it. You got a digital tier, very affordable. You got even a newsprint version, which is classic. That's great that you offer that.
Newsprint is limited,
and it really does harken back to those old text stories, where you have a lot of text and just like a illustration or two. I actually looked at an old book, and I can't remember what it was some of these Charlton scary tales. Remove this. There we go. In here they've got text stories with the ghostly haunts and the scary tales that came out in the 70s, and they got like 3 or 4 illustrations on there, when it's 2 or 3 pages text story. So I said, wow, man, they're pretty, because usually you get one illustration.
Right.
And I think that's kind of what you've done on your campaign.
Yeah. I heard, I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard that they included text stories in the comics because if they did, they could ship them cheaper or something. I don't remember. There was a specific reason why they had text stories in those comics. So
yeah. And I've actually worked in one in Devil Flyer for the Dirty Joe story, which is like the thoughts of a dying man on his deathbed.
Yep.
And it's sort of like an inner dialogue,
Yep.
Just again, one of these kind of morbid, horrific tales, because I want a variety. And it's amazing that I didn't think of it sooner. It was just a few months ago I was thinking, well, you know what? I'm not really doing anything different than what was normal back in the golden age. Just about all those books were anthologies. and then they would try out different characters and they would get feedback and they would drop certain things and change things up. It's like they were it was all new and they were all throwing everything against the wall and seeing what would stick.
Yep.
And so it's got a long standing tradition, which kind of makes me even like my project even more, because it's been done so often in comics. I don't know why they say anthologies don't sell, because I think anthologies are fun.
I don't know. I mean, I definitely buy a lot of those. A lot of anthologies. I have right here. This is Dave Lucarelli's one he just did, Dr. Zamba's Ghostly Tales. I just bought that. I mean, I love them. As long as I can't say I love them all, because I have bought ones that weren't very coherent, as far as you've got, like, I noticed this with independent ones where it's like you have like just the range of stories and art are so wide. You're not going to appeal if you want to capture one audience. Like when you try to appeal to everybody, you appeal to nobody, kind of thing.
I get that.
But I mean, those old House of Mystery and stuff, and they always had great teams on there, great stories, things like that.
Oh yeah, I mean, with Piker artists like Bernie Wrightson, and it's just like, what, that book's never going to go anywhere, right? Are you a big Bernie Wrightson fan? I guess I've asked you that before.
Yeah, I do like Bernie.
Yeah. And on your top 5 artists, who would you say?
My top 5
are they all Batman artists?
Oh, Ditko. I don't even know if Ditko has done Batman. I don't know. I don't know if I really think about top 10 lists at all, unless I sit down and like think about it.
Yeah.
But I mean, Dick Sprang, I like.
Do you like the Charlton stuff?
I do. Yeah. I mean, mostly that's Ditko, but Aparo did stuff for Charlton.
Oh, I definitely. Mm-hmm.
What's the guy? I forgot his name now.
Dick Gargiano. He did.
I love Giordano. Yeah.
Alex Nino did some stuff for them.
The guy he would do some of the covers, and some of his stuff would look really good, and some of it would be like, but
right, a little inconsistent.
I can't remember his name now.
There's some artists that even worked for Marvel that didn't work for them too, like Val Merrick and or Mike Plug. I love their stuff. I mean, drew the first Ghost Rider, drew the first Frankenstein monster. I love, but he didn't quite make it out of the 70s. I know he's still active doing stuff, but
who's that?
It seems like Mike Plug.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking
had to do a deep dive in the early Bronze Age to, find his stuff.
Yeah, I was thinking of Tom Sutton.
Tom Sutton, I think he went on to do Grimjack.
Okay, makes sense.
He did some of the later Grimjacks.
He's got some really crazy covers.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, I think I've got some Tom Sutton covers here. Here's a Ditko cover. I got some of these Charltons in a lot. I was looking for one of the Scary Tales #4 because it had like a Swamp Thing, Man Thing type character in it. I'd seen this thing on YouTube and said, "Oh, I want that issue." And they had a lot that cost about as much as getting an individual issue. So why not get a lot? And this lot had some of the early John Byrne Space 1999s.
Okay, yeah,
and cool. Doomsday +1 or something. And some of his early stuff from 75, and I thought, oh yeah, pretty nice lot. This one here, Scary Tales, looks like almost, I don't know who did the cover, but it almost looks like Sal Buscema artwork, you know.
Huh. Yeah.
Alien creature. So, but yeah, I never much, you know, until that sort of single issue format, Charlton Bullseye came along, and I got the first issue, and it kind of, I enjoyed that, hooked me, you know. So then I could add Charlton to ones that they could actually do something I like. But they followed it up with a funny animal type one, which issue 2, and I was like, nah. And then they did some more superhero type stuff, and a barbarian issue that had a horror issue, and I tried it because I was liking it, you know, and it was different every issue, and I was enjoying it. They had a female super team one issue, and it was short lived, but you know, that kind of introduced me to Charlton. Till then, I was like, man, look at the quality of this. You know, I'd come to it, but nothing really grabbed me up to that point, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, the paper was always terrible looking, you know.
And you know, you had Cumberland Comics come out with Captain Canuck.
Yep.
And the colors were phenomenal compared to Marvel at that time. You know, it's different, but man, that $1.50 price tag. I just don't know if I can pull the trigger with that when I can buy a book for 25 cents. You know, that was a lot of money. You know, I wasn't into supporting the little guy that, you know.
I had a few of those Captain Canuck ones, but yeah, not
but
a
I
lot.
always looked at them and they always looked interesting, you know, but not enough for me to buy an issue. Now I've got them all, but you know, 40, 50 years later, you can still buy them, you know, for
the same price,
what they were on the stands, you know. Dr. Masque, thank you for coming on again. You're awesome. Thank you, Doc Blaylock, for coming in, and Shadowhawk, of course, for coming in for a little while. Sorry you had you have household problems. Yeah, we'll have to add some of these. If you think of other artists that you'd like us to feature on Feature Friday, you know, I wrote down Kelly Jones, Dick Sprang, Bruce Timm. Hopefully we'll have enough with Dick Sprang, you know, to do. There's so many artists, you have to just kind of sit down and think about it, you know, which ones kind of
I'd have to flip
me.
through some stuff and be like, oh yeah, you know, I love this guy.
Now I know for this foreseeable future, but in comics, but do you see you branching out, doing something different, like actually writing a story for a character or something?
So the next well, for the next volume of this, there'll be an 8-page story. So far, all I've said about it is it's going to be Dr. Masque, and he's going to be interacting with characters from the story Hop Frog, which is another Poe story. And I'm also working on a like a noir mystery.
Cool.
But it's not what you think it is, you know.
Yeah.
It's about a serial killer, but it's not what you think it is. So.
Well, you got a lot of Poe material that you can use. And if you know, I can foresee you do, you know, compiling this and doing a very nice bound volume in the future. That would be cool, you know, to have it all sort of like a, you know, Poe sprinkled with Scarlet or whatever you call it, you know, bound volume. Of course, we got to get there, but you know, I think it's great that you're introducing people, you know, to a type of different storytelling in comics using comic book format, but also to Poe. And there's always this, you know, with my ash can, that was the first comic book that some people had actually bought. You know, they enjoyed the channel's content and what I was doing, and bought my first sort of preview book, and that just being the first comic that they ever bought, that's pretty awesome, feeling.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, it is.
your book, and it was an awesome feeling just buying my own book on eBay recently. You know,
It's
somebody
it's
sold theirs, and you know who you are. Sold my book.
you,
Sorry.
the other thing is this has become after doing a lot of shows and talking to people and stuff, it's become almost like a crusade for me to try to get more eyes on Poe because I feel
Yeah.
like he's starting to be forgotten, which I would hate to see, you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when it comes to reading, that's a problem today, isn't it? We've got less readers
Yep.
out there. Although with that said, I would like to see in this, because I like you, I don't think the digital thing's really taking root with a lot of comic book collectors, and I'm not sure that it ever will. It's a very
Right.
small percentage, and it's been that out here for decades now, you know. But
Yep.
audiobooks, I would like to see some more of that with the sound effects and the whatever, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, those
You
are
know,
cool.
yeah, I would like to do. I mean, I would just like to, or the magic motion. I know there's some that get back to the. I always like those, where it just
Yeah,
kind of read
those
it for you and went panel by panel, and
yeah. I talked
those are
to
fun.
I talked to Ty Templeton about that because he was doing a motion comic for Batman 66.
Uh-huh.
And it's labor intensive to make one of those because you're drawing everything individually and you can't have like in a regular page you would overlap things, but you need to
Yeah.
now I need to draw this full bat copter because it's going to move. So
Yeah.
it's and he said nobody was really buying the comics either. So
Yeah.
the motion one. So I don't know.
Yeah,
But
that's true. It never really quite took off. I bought every one I could get my
Yeah.
hands on. There's a few out there I haven't bought. Even CrossGen did a bunch of those.
Really.
And that kind of introduced me to CrossGen. And then later, I thought they were very smart. They were compiling all their single issues into thicker square bound digest size issues.
Yep.
Or
Yep.
those are
Yep.
they actually came in a couple different formats, which I thought was pretty cool. But it just the publisher's like, I want to make $3 million in 3 years, and he didn't make it, so he shut everything down. He was
Yep.
doing some of the best quality comics out there in a
Yep.
very competitive market.
Yep. For sure.
What if CrossGen had stuck around? You don't know. Anyway, go over to Fund My Comic right now. I will drop the link one more time over. Get it while you still can. There's about 11 days left on the campaign over on Fund My Comic. Get it now or you'll regret it forever. Last word. I'll give you the last word, Mark.
No, thanks for having me on. And we only got 12 days left, 11 days left. A little less than 12.
Yeah,
but
11 days of Christmas are true like to me.
Perfect.
Sprinkled with scarlet.
That's right. So get out there and get one.
Now the Poe story I remember is the one with the heart under the floorboards. Is that one in this?
Heart. No, the Telltale Heart. Nope.
So you still got one of his most famous ones to adapt.
Yep. Yeah, we got plenty.
Yeah.
We got plenty more to do. So, like I said, I got three volumes planned. So we'll see. We'll see where we go.
All right.
But I know the Raven's definitely going to be in the next one, and then whatever else. I got to, since the name is A Dream Within a Dream, I've got to have the poem A Dream Within a Dream. So,
yeah. Now you backed Fund My Comic projects before, right?
Yep.
And you backed Indiegogo projects?
Yep.
Have you backed Kickstarters?
I have.
Wow. That's a well-rounded man right there.
Yeah. The only one I haven't is Zoop, I think. So
yeah. Well, that was the first thing I did with some of that free money that we got back from the government during the pandemic, It was, and I think a lot of people did that, was my thought was I can't expect this realm of people that's on YouTube to back my book if I don't first show some good faith and back some of their projects. And some of that was Aid Brothers and Ethan's, and a whole bunch. I'm still waiting on some like Pineapple Perception, but
I have bought a bunch of games on GameFound as well, who is the company that bought Indiegogo.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like the new Indiegogo look that,
you know what? I haven't been on there since they really made any changes.
Yeah.
The last thing I backed was Billy Tucci's book, but that was on Kickstarter.
Well, so. I'm hoping, like I said at the beginning of the thing, that Shanu coming to Fund My Comic can only, lift, lifting tides, hopefully help Devil Flyer and Dr. Masque's project, the smaller independent people. I think that's great. I think it's great that Cecil's over there. I think they're great that they're doing cars over there,
Yeah, and Cecil and Mike Barron and other guys too. They're doing Dave Brink. I mean, they're all doing well over there. So
yeah. And when it comes to that, I compared Mike Barron's like Leviathan, and sometimes Fund My Comic beat out Indiegogo, and sometimes it beat out Kickstarter on some of his books. So it's like, wow, that you can't underestimate that. That's pretty cool. If one of Mike Barron's books is doing better over on Fund My Comic than Indiegogo or Kickstarter, it just depends. I've checked a couple of his books, and it's like, wow, because he's got like a link tree or something where you go and see all of them, can compare them. Go, wow, man, he's beating out these other platforms. That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, for sure.
I think Fund My Comics starting to get some street cred and get some traction, and that's what we need. We need
it's
more.
My platform of choice. So
yeah, and it's easier, and you get to keep more money, and you can if however you set it up. I set it up to get paid out every 5 days, which is the earliest you can get paid. You don't have to wait like three weeks after it closes, like over in the Indiegogo used to be. I don't know if it's still that way, but you got to actually close it down and close it or go in demand, whatever, before you get your money. And you can put that money towards printing stuff, getting stuff made. You don't have to wait on it.
Quicker.
That makes it go quicker and get it in people's hands quicker. I love it.
Sure.
So Luke, you're doing an awesome job out there, and Dr. Masque, thank you again for coming on. Say the magic words, keep collecting, and we'll get out of here.
Keep collecting.
Or we'll stay another 4 hours like How Dear wants us to.